My name is Barbara Grubbs, and I'm a nurse practitioner. I have been working in healthcare for over 15 years, and I've helped countless people improve their quality of sleep. After years of working with patients within health clinics, I've learned that there is no one sleep prescription for every single person. I've learned to work with everyone individually to help them find the best tools and techniques to get their personal best optimal sleep, and in doing so substantially improve their quality of life more than they could have ever imagined. Do you struggle with stress, a daily hectic schedule, and lack of adequate sleep? Don't you feel that lack of quality sleep just makes everything else worse and less manageable? I'm going to share with you 7 key areas you need to address and conquer to gain lifelong adequate and restful sleep so that you can cope better with stress, improve your health and weight, and have the chance to live your life to your highest and best potential. Back in 2008, I was working as a nurse full-time, finishing nurse practitioner school and working on becoming a certified nurse practitioner to start working in my new role. On top of that, I was single and trying to buy my first home with 100% financing in the peak of a time when we were going through a housing market crash in the United States. Do you remember that? We still haven't fully recovered. To say the least, I was stressed out and sleep deprived. I wasn't even 30 years old. In fact, I turned 30 that August. Around this same time, I became extremely fatigued, started having multiple health problems, and lacked focus, concentration, and memory. I literally plunged through each day just trying to get by. I was so stressed out beyond belief. When I went for my routine annual physical that year, my lab work came back abnormal. This prompted more testing, and that testing prompted more procedures, and soon I was being diagnosed with scary autoimmune conditions, seeing a slew of specialists, and starting several new medications. I was young and my life was falling apart at a time when, after years of schooling, it was supposed to be coming together. I felt literally drained and burnt out. After a couple of years, my specialists all ended up telling me that they were doing everything that Western medicine had to offer, and that the only other treatment options available were to reduce stress and get better sleep. I felt so incredibly bad, and my quality of life was so low that I decided to travel a couple hours away to go to a university specialty clinic and see a highly regarded specialist for new opportunities and treatment options. In my stressed and burnt out state, where it was everything I could do to just pull through a day, it was actually a big deal for me to travel those 2 hours, make the necessary appointments and testing, and drag myself around a foreign area. But I did it, and sat anxiously waiting for my new magical therapies and treatment. But the crushing reality I left with was that nothing else could be done to help me, and the only advice I got was to get better sleep. I couldn't believe it. Better sleep? I could have told myself that. I was angry. I wanted a real solution. I seriously couldn't believe that my big money prescription was to get better sleep. I immediately took to venting on Facebook. But as I stewed on this and focused on the absurdity of it, I actually began to think about how truly horrendous my sleep habits were. I mean, to really think about it. I'd always known that sleep was important, and I taught patients that every day, but I never stopped and actually tried to fix my own very bad sleep habits. I'd always struggled with insomnia and daytime fatigue. It was just part of my life. In fact, my best sleep solution was often staying up so many hours that I finally had to crash and sleep. To be honest with you, I think I was just too tired and exhausted to even consider doing the work that would be involved in restructuring my sleep routines. As bad as my routines were, they were mine and I was used to them. I was used to dragging around my corpse of a body in a half-dead fatigue state. As silly as it sounds, I really had just learned to live with it. I didn't even consider that I could change it. It was the path of least resistance. But at this low point in my life, with the pain of this lifestyle overwhelming me, my absurd specialty clinic visit actually ended up being that light bulb moment that switched the flip for me and made me realize that I really did need to address my sleep. I had already trained with a sleep specialist in the past and even been through a sleep study myself. I knew sleep structure and basic sleep science. To be honest, I had always found it fascinating, and because of my chronic sleep problems, I already had a wealth of information on the topic. I also already knew all of the standard sleep advice because I gave it to my patients. But what I learned as I tried to implement things is that you really have to adjust things to make them work for you. I'm not saying to come up with excuses as to why you can't make changes. What I'm saying is that we are all uniquely different, with different bodies, lifestyles, medical conditions, medications, families, environments, and demands. So I started experimenting with things and finding the right solutions for myself. It took some time. I had to trial and error some things and basically do a complete lifestyle overhaul. After a couple of months though, things began to change and I started feeling better. In fact, I didn't know I could feel as good as I started feeling. To think as clearly, to be alert and have concentration and memory. Basically, I didn't know how much better I could feel because I'd never experienced it before. Even though I still had so many medical conditions and that wasn't going to change, I was able to improve my whole outlook and quality of life by restructuring and getting adequate sleep. It was truly life-changing. And that's why I created the Restful Sleep program. I knew that I had to get people to realize this, and I needed to find a way to get them to act. I realized how much bad one-size-fits-all information was floating out on the internet, and I wanted everyone to have the information and exercises to transform their lives personally. The life transformation that my sleep efforts have afforded me have impacted every area of my life, and I consider them invaluable. Without realizing your true potential, it's hard to justify addressing sleep when so many other life issues are pressing for your time and attention. But if I could just shake you and help you realize now what I've realized, it would save you so much pain and suffering. My hope is that you can learn from my experience and ask yourself if it's worth it to make sleep a priority. Will you do that? Will you actually stop and consider how your life might be different if you got nightly adequate and restful sleep? Will you put the chaos on hold and take a deep breath and give this the focus it deserves? Because if you will, then I can help you. And if you will, then you will realize potential that you didn't even know was possible. I cope better with stress. I'm not overwhelmed by every little thing now. I'm no longer nodding off, taking dangerous micro naps on the road while driving and putting myself and others at risk of injury or death. I'm more reliable. Instead of canceling plans I'd always made, I can now keep my commitments. I now live presently in life and can remember things. I can enjoy the company of those around me instead of counting the minutes until I could break free and go sleep. I have much better energy, and I even take after dinner walks instead of crashing when I get home. I'm happier. I can pursue hobbies that sleep used to rob me of. I look better and healthier. I don't have dark circles under my eyes anymore or look like death. I eat healthier at regular intervals and have time to plan and prepare better meal choices. I have less pain. I'm no longer napping on my lunch break. I'm not walking around in a fatigued, zombie state that makes my coworkers and friends think I'm on drugs. I can remember things now. I used to think I was losing my mind. I have improved focus and concentration, which is why I was even able to put this amazing course together for you. I'm also safer and more useful at work. It takes me less time to accomplish tasks. I've improved in so many ways and just didn't even realize how much quality of life I was missing out on. I didn't know how much better I could think, feel, look, and cope. I want you to have all this too, so let me tell you how to get there. I'm going to share with you the 7 key areas you need to address to revamp your sleep and revive your life. The first area you need to understand is sleep basics and dreaming, so that you can get an understanding of what happens when we sleep. You need to understand this so that you know why some treatments work and others do not. It also helps give you clarity as you start to understand other sleep dynamics. This is what I discuss in Lesson 1 of my Restful Sleep program. To keep it interesting, I include truly fascinating sleep topics such as why some people have conversations or do things while sleeping that they can't remember the next morning, how sleep structure is remarkably different for infants versus adults, why we dream and why some people say they don't dream, common sleep myths and misconceptions, including a look at hypnosis and anesthesia state, why it's common to dream you are falling or trying to get away from something, how much sleep we need, and the importance of sleep in autoimmune diseases and chronic illness. To further round out your knowledge on the topic of sleep, the second key thing you need to understand is sleep structure, sleep routines, and napping. I share with you this in Lesson 2, including how you can change your sleep routine to start getting results now, when we are naturally programmed to sleep and how to use this to your advantage, if and when we should nap and what type of nap is best, why you might wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. and feel you can't get back to sleep, and how illness affects your sleep or sleep affects illness. The third area you must address is your sleep environment. This is Lesson 3 of my program, and it's a critical part of the sleep formula. It's so different for everyone, regardless of what you may have read or seen on the internet. I will help you learn to create your ultimate sleep environment to attain the most adequate and restful sleep. I also share with you the #1 lifestyle habit that had the biggest impact on crushing my insomnia. You will evaluate how your pets are affecting your sleep, and I give you tried and true tips that have helped my patients get refreshing sleep. I also discuss weight and how dietary changes can enhance your sleep quality. The fourth area you need to address is sleep promoting techniques. This, of course, is Lesson 4. I give you tools to evaluate your own sleep and even discuss my favorite sleep watch and what technology can do to help you evaluate your sleep. I share what you need to know about supplements and alternative therapies, the game-changing technique that I use to get to sleep or get back to sleep in the middle of the night if I wake up. I teach you how to turn off the chaos in your racing mind and promote a calm and relaxed state that naturally helps you drift off to dreamland. I also discuss some comfort measures that may help those of you that have any pain or discomfort. The fifth key area is medications. Lesson 5. One of the most useful topics I find that people don't consider is prescription as well as over-the-counter medications that can affect sleep. And there are many. This is an area I commonly bring up in the health clinic, and I share the most common advice with you in my program. It's critical that you be aware how medications can and do affect your sleep and sleep quality. I tell you what you need to know about over-the-counter sleep aids, including Tylenol PM and Motrin PM, the clever marketing trick that is costing you money, my favorite healthcare resource for drug information, how nicotine, amphetamines, and marijuana affect sleep, and key medications that you should never ask your healthcare provider for if you have chronic problems with sleep. The sixth key component is sleep disorders and medical conditions that commonly affect sleep, so that you can determine if you have advanced sleep concerns that you may need to address. I let you know the most common sleep complaints and conditions, the most common reasons people fall asleep during the day when they don't intend to, common medical conditions and medications that can interrupt sleep, why some people wake up with jaw pain or headaches, and why you might sometimes feel a frightening inability to move just before falling asleep or when waking up. And finally, the seventh topic you need to address is sleep, sex, and relationships. The people around us have a big impact on our sleep behaviors. Some of the information in this area is just for fun, but it's an important topic and critical area to evaluate. I discuss the effect of sex on sleep in men and women, why signs of sexual arousal occur during sleep, why some people have always tended to sweat while sleeping, what to do if your sleep partner prevents you from getting adequate sleep, and why men may wake up with erections. The Restful Sleep program I developed is set up like an online academy. You get to learn from the privacy and convenience of your own home on your own time. I take you through 7 lessons, and all of them are in video format, MP3 audio format, and written PDF transcripts so that you can choose what style of learning works best for you. Videos can be viewed on any device, including your mobile phone, tablet, laptop, or desktop computer. MP3 audios are great to listen to while in your car, at home, while working, or even while exercising. You can choose to print and read the transcripts at your leisure as well. I like to use all 3 formats. The best way for most people to learn is by using different formats of learning, using them over and over again, and then by interactively applying or using the information in real life, which is the next thing you get. Interactive worksheets and exercises to guide you through the process of evaluating and making the necessary life changes you need to make to get positive results. I developed this to be completed over a week. 1 lesson a day for 7 days, but you can take as long as you want. The program doesn't go away. It lives online and you can access it whenever you are ready. It doesn't expire. I know that life gets busy, things happen, and unexpected obstacles get in the way. The program will be sitting here waiting for you. It won't take you more than 10 minutes to go through the content of a lesson, but what you put into this is what you get out of it. So taking the time to truly review the information, fill out the worksheets, and work through the exercises will take different amounts of time for everyone. And ideally, I'd say to set aside 30 minutes to an hour a night to fully absorb the information and implement it. You must make it work for you. Again, you get out of this what you put into it. Don't make the mistake I did and forego the most critical step of implementation. It takes conscious work and planning, but it's so worth it. This is a program that works. Tried, tested, and true, but you have to do the exercises and implement the necessary actions. I just want to be straight up about that. It's the critical part I omitted for so many years that could have saved me so much time, pain, money, and frustration. The platform I use to host all this data is one of the best available. I spared no expense because I wanted you to have all of this information in a safe, reliable, and user-friendly workstation. One of the most frustrating things in the world to me is slow technology or technology that is unreliable and doesn't work. This platform works seamlessly on any mobile device as well as laptops and desktop computers. The content is high quality, fast, and visually appealing. You are truly going to love it. I don't know of anywhere else where you can find a program like this. You can spend hours and hours searching for all of the content I provide in this course and likely not find half of it. Certainly you won't find it organized, together, and wrapped up in a bow the way I provide it to you. Countless books are available about sleep with the same content as every other one. They don't include video or audio, and most don't have any exercises or interactive guides to take you through the work necessary to improve your life and get results. How much money and time have you already wasted trying to figure this out? How many doctor's visits and co-pays would it take to get all of this information? Certainly more than 7. Then you would still have to go home and try to remember what you discussed and figure out how to use the information on your own. I don't know about you, but every doctor's visit for me is a minimum of $30. 7 visits would be $210, and I usually spend 30 minutes waiting in the waiting room and another 15 to 30 minutes waiting in the exam room. Then I may get 5 to 10 minutes with the practitioner if I ask a lot of questions and hold them in the room? What's your time worth? What about the peace of mind and convenience that comes with getting a comprehensive program available to use and reuse whenever you need it? Or having access to me to clarify and ask questions? What price comparison can you put on a program that can fix your sleep, improve your health and weight, enhance your ability to cope and deal with stress, and revive your passion for life? This program is less than the cost of a night out for dinner. You can get started today for only $12 with my payment plan and make that payment for 3 months, or you can save even more money and pay one payment of only $29.99. But that's not it. Because I want this to be an irresistible offer for you, I've also included a bonus video on the topic of using alcohol to help you fall asleep. This is a fun and an informative video that you will enjoy and learn important information from. In addition to that, this is my academy, which means you have access to me and other students. I constantly monitor comments to help and guide you if you get stuck. How much would it cost you in time and money to consult a nurse practitioner in your community for one-on-one personal help? But if you're still not sure, there is a 30-day money-back guarantee. I know this program works, and I want you to start getting results today. I'm so confident that you will find this useful that I'm giving you a full 30-day money-back guarantee on a 7-day program. I encourage you to act now before the price goes up. This is an academy that I plan to improve and add upon to make better over time. You have the opportunity to get in now and reap the benefits of all upgrades and improvements without having to pay the price increase. Once you're in, you're in. And don't forget, I stand behind my 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose by enrolling right now. I've already beta tested this program, and the program works. People love it once they get in there. Most people thought they didn't have sleep problems or already knew everything about the topic of sleep success from previous online guides, books, and resources. One of the first people that I enrolled in the program was my mom. I had to keep urging her to register because she was one of those that said, and I quote, "Barbara, I already know more than most people about sleep." But of course she was mom and I was letting her in free, so she promised to go through the program to give me feedback. Well, when she finally enrolled and worked through the first lesson, she called me and exclaimed, "Barbara, I would pay for this." Now, I don't know if that's a slam or a compliment, but I'm taking it as a compliment. She ended up loving the program and finding the information very useful. I wanted to share this because even though she's mom, she was probably one of my most guarded and hesitant program participants. She just thought she already knew everything on the topic. Other beta testers said similar things, and these are people that I didn't know personally. I had about 22 beta testers that came in from social media connections that I truly didn't know in daily life, but that were willing to test the product for me because I offered it to them for free. Many said that they wouldn't have bought the program initially because they figured they could find the information on YouTube or somewhere on the internet for free and didn't want to bother with it or think it would be useful. I heard a lot of feedback such as I didn't know the part about medications, or I learned some reasons why I wake up in the middle of the night, or I'm going to share this with my spouse, friend, mom, sister. Many said that this was information that they wouldn't have thought to ask their doctors about, but that has helped them substantially. My beta testers are also the ones that helped me set the price on this program, which is a huge testimonial because most of them wanted it free or wouldn't pay more than $20 before taking it. And they told me that they would honestly pay up to $50 for it after seeing how helpful and well done it was. One of my patients went through this course and said it was worth over $500 to him because he was scheduled for an expensive sleep study, and by going through this very course, he was able to correct some key behaviors, fix his worst symptoms, and cancel the test. He's my favorite success story because I'd been trying for months to get him to address his sleep patterns, and he just wouldn't hear of it until his wife had a baby and refused to leave them alone together. She wouldn't even let him hold their son unless she was there because he fell asleep so easily and she was worried about their baby's safety. Can you imagine how unsafe he must have been on the road? Well, after going through the Restful Sleep program, he is now awake and alert during the day and enjoying quality time with his son and wife. So now it's time for you to make a decision. Do you want things to be different? Do you want to explore what's possible when you give your body optimal, restful, and restorative sleep? If you do, today's the day. With my money-back guarantee, there's no risk to you. For those of you that are ready to take action today, then here's what you need to do. Click the button below this video if you are on a desktop. If you are on a mobile device, just hold on a minute because you will have to close out this video. A form will pop up and you will see a list of everything I've promised you, including the 30-day money-back guarantee and the bonus video. You need to put in your very best email and make sure you enter it correctly because this is how I'm going to immediately email you how to quickly and easily get your account set up so that you can jump right in and get started on the program. I will never share your email or send you spam. Take out your credit card because you will need to fill out your credit card information and press send. Then immediately check for your email from me. If you don't see it, please check your other folders to make sure it didn't get stuck in a filter. Make sure you add me as a contact so that you're always sure to get my valuable content. Please note that you will be using your email as your username for the Restful Sleep program platform and developing your own new personal password to get in. It's not asking you for your personal password associated with your email address provided. This is completely separate and new from any other accounts you have. If you are on a mobile device, then this video is probably taking up the whole screen. You will need to close this video and the page you go back to has the Get Started button. You will need to scroll down on the screen to find it. From there, the instructions are the same. Enter your credit card information, your best email address, check your email for easy account setup, and you are ready to get started on your new life with refreshing sleep. I can't wait to see you in the program and hear about your amazing results.